We are back. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Burma sitting in for Alex Jones. We're joined by Bob Chapman. We've got Alex coming up in the next hour. Bob's going to hang over till the 5 after marker with us. And you were just finishing up how you don't think that the stock market collapsed, and you said it could collapse to 2,800 to 3,500 points. Will be a gradual one, Bob.
Well, probably. What is gradual? We might have it drop 3,000 or 4,000 points and rally and then go down again and so on. It's hard to say. Nobody can predict that, but it is going lower. And there's a lot of reasons why. I mean, part of the reason for the whole world economy to be in the state it's in is because it was planned that way. And if you can accept that, you can see why they want the market down eventually. And that's because they want to destroy the value that people have in the market. They've already destroyed it in real estate in the United States, both commercial and residential. And this is probably the last pile of money left they can decimate. And so they're going to take it down. And that's why we've discussed before, you got to be in gold and silver-related assets. Your only protection.
All right, let's go to Rob in Pennsylvania. Rob, you're on the line. Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to say congratulations on being more relevant and focused every day, bringing us the most concise, boiled down of all the information we're not finding anywhere else. And also, obviously, Bob Chapman is a great example of all of the informed and really insightful people who we need to be listening to right now. First of all, I want to give a shout-out to Justin, or whatever was his name yesterday. It was the most refreshing thing to hear that call.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Let's go to Ricky in Florida. Ricky, you're on the line. Man.
Yeah, hi, my name is Richard Keene. I'm a narrator to the movie about naked short selling called Stock Shock.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a question. As far as Goldman Sachs, the FBI put out a report about Sergei Lenikov transferring 1,000 secret codes and files to a German website.
Mm-hmm.
Is there some kind of connection to Germany? With a,
I really don't know, because, you know, right after that happened, we got no further information. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Bob, to be honest, I don't even know what this is. Could you go over basically what the caller's talking about here quickly? Because I'm not sure what the topic is.
Well, the caller said that a gentleman worked for Goldman Sachs, stopped working for them, and before he did that, these algorithms which he created, he transferred it to a German company. And Goldman was saying, well, you can't do that, and we're bringing criminal charges against you rather than civil. And the FBI came and picked him up, and then he was released, and we heard nothing further about it, which tells me probably Goldman didn't have a case. Otherwise, we would have heard about it.
All right, let's go to our next caller, Jeff in Michigan. Jeff, you're on the line.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good.
I wanted to see if you, Bob, if you agree with my interpretation of the situation. I believe that we can best find a solution to what the situation we're in by studying the root source of where the pivot point where it all happened. I agree with that previous caller talking about the UCC law and how a debt, if refused, should be discharged, because the pivot point for me is House Joint Resolution 192. Because when you take away gold and silver as money, you take away the Constitution. It's a contract. It's one piece. You can't just take away a section of the Constitution and expect the rest to be there. When they set aside the Constitution, took away gold and silver as money, they took away legitimate government as well and legitimate law. And all law now is commerce. I started learning about this because of that movie you were in, Jason, Hijacking Humanity.
Hijacking Humanity, Paul Verge, great film. We're going to come back, get Bob Chapman's take, and continue to take your calls. It's the Alex Jones Show. We are back live. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Burma sitting in. We've got Bob Chapman on the line. Alex coming up at the 8 after. Let's continue to take your calls. I believe we're on Jeff in Michigan. Jeff, you're on the line. Or do we just go to Jeff?
Yeah, I was talking about... I was talking about the House Joint Resolution 192 and removal of money, lawful money, and how it removes the Constitution.
Let's get Bob's take on that. Bob, are we ever going to reinstitute a gold or silver standard? Is that what we need?
In the privately owned Fed and in Congress don't care what the law says. You heard what the last president said about, and he used expletives to describe the Constitution. They don't care. They're members of the Illuminati. They think they are the masters of the universe. And they will break every single law, and they'll continue to do so until we stop them. And that's what throwing everybody out of Congress is all about.
But don't worry, Jim Cramer will tell you that the Bavarian Illuminati and Goldman Sachs and the Queen of England aren't all that bad, Bob.
I know that, and he gets paid to do that. I don't get paid to do anything.
Absolutely. Let's jam in a couple more callers. Seth in California. Seth, you're on the line.
Hey, first off, I want to say, Jason, Invisible Empire was awesome.
Oh, thank you,
brother.
Thank you.
I just had a quick question. About a couple days ago, it came out that Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, and Citigroup made money, or made profit every single day of the first quarter on the stock market. And, I mean, I haven't heard too much about it. It came out of Bloomberg, but why isn't there...
Well, I'll answer that for you. I was a professional trader for 25 years. I own my own firm. And if you can make trades where you're right 55% of the time, you're really a big winner. So in order to have a net at the end of every day for 4 major banks for 3 months is absolutely impossible. They had to be running on inside information. And they are doing everything that they want to do at these major banking institutions, used to be called brokerage houses too. And I'll tell you why. I just got a letter today from a friend of mine who attends the Fed meetings. And he says that by the end of the year, maybe as early as November, that the banking system is going to come down. And he says that they believe that all of the banks will be wrapped up in those 5 or 6 major banks in the United States, and they will control everything from a banking viewpoint. And that's what they're after.
TheInternationalForecaster.com is the website, or you can call Midas Resources at 1-800-686-2237 and get their latest and greatest deals on gold and silver. Final caller, Blue in Tennessee. Blue, you're on the line.
Hello. Thank you, gentlemen. One of my big questions, what about the possibility of collecting copper for those of us that do not have enough money to invest in silver and gold?
Well, the government, if you collect pennies, the government says that it's illegal to destroy them. But if you go out and collect copper, you've got to remember that it's a commodity, and it can range anywhere from $62 a pound to $4.20 a pound. So there's a risk factor in there, and if we have eventually have a deflationary depression, the value of commodities would eventually fall.
And Bob, let me say this. I refuse to believe that anybody out there can't get involved in silver. If you go to McDonald's, you're going to spend more money on feeding yourself and your wife and your kid on a few value meals than you would on 1 silver ounce coin. That's the reality. Anybody can get into silver, Bob. I just don't believe it.
Well, you're right. And it's much easier than copper, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, copper, $62 by the pound at the best. Is that a joke? Can you even imagine it? Folks, we had a great show. We got Alex Jones coming up in about 5 minutes. Some of the things we couldn't cover. Obama's top intelligence advisor resigns. Again, Apple has changed their tune. They're now accepting cash for the iPad. You can go check out our latest 7/7 story over at prisonplanet.com. It's the Alex Jones Show. I was Jason Burmis sitting in. Thank you so much.